Okay, what's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. Now we've been doing some testing. We're going to go over the 4-3-3 fifth variation tactics and instructions. Just to make this clear, as I said, we want to introduce some new tactics so you guys can try out to see if it suits your style. It's always important to learn and adapt. The formation we're going to talk about, something that's very, very important, is this only has one striker. I would recommend for anyone that is below, I would say rank 3 or I would say division 1 to use 2 strikers. But you can always push a player to get forward. But if you're looking to play quick, fast counter-attacking football, this is not going to be the formation for you. Now, I suggest kind of clicking away and saving your time. But maybe you can learn something regardless with this formation. So let's go over the tactics and I'm going to explain to you how the formation works, okay? Defense style, we got it on balanced. You can use pressure on heavy touch as well. But I would personally just keep this on balance. The width, we just reduced this to 40. The depth, 55, is quite staple. We try to keep it too similar. With these formations, you could go towards 70. You end up going towards the automatic offside territory where the back four, they make their line up. If you're an aggressive player, you can get away with it. If not, I would recommend, to be honest, something along the lines of just keeping it unbalanced. Keep 55. You can always fine tune this after. This is a good staple to follow and then fine tune after. Now, build up play. Slow build up play is pretty much the way to go with this formation if you like playing slow. There's two ways you can play this formation. One is to play quite conservative, very progressive, going further up the pitch and concentrating on 1-2s, creating those triangles, creating those gaps. That is one way of using this formation. Slow build up plays for those that like to play slow. Now, chances are 30% like to play slow, most people like to play quick. I would still go with long ball. Long ball basically just means getting behind. So just for just ease of use, if you ever see, for example, getting behind, that's what long ball means. So players like centre mids who don't have getting behind, they're going to be making runs going forward. This is very important. Even pros use this themselves. So although you can trigger these players yourself manually, long ball does really help you. And don't forget, this is for the first 2/3 as well. Then we go over to chance creation. Now, one of the few formations that I'd recommend possession. This is predominantly for a possession-based tactic. Expect yourself to be trying to work the ball inside the final third, using that single striker as a playmaker, someone that drops deep, someone you can bounce the ball off. I'll explain to you what player to use there in a second. So you can use possession, or I'd recommend just leaving it unbalanced. I think the game does quite a good job with the 4-3-3. Although people do prefer direct passing, I think balanced is a good thing to use on, I would say, old gen and new gen. If you're really struggling, just specifically on, I would say, old gen, you can use forward runs. But I'll be honest, balance is pretty much the way to go. If you're asking me, my preference would be balanced. That would be my personal preference because I like to trigger the players manually a lot more. However, long ball and balance, I recommend it for most. This is also somewhat important. We're putting this to 25. Remember, width. If you have 25 width, don't expect the team to be where the yellow lines are. It doesn't work like that. Every formation has their own width, radius, ranges. This is just going to help these players in the middle, and especially we're talking about pertaining to these strikers going in forward, not the attacking and not the defensive phases. Don't forget, this is only the attacking width. So this when you're defending and this when you're attacking. Just trust me, leave it on 25. Players in the box, you can leave it on a 7, but if you prefer to pass the ball around, you don't like crossing the ball that much, then you can use 5 or 4. Now it comes to the main aspect, how to use this formation. Now, although typically you would think to use a false 9, a Guardiola style, you would think to do something like this, it doesn't work as you want it to. What I would recommend is putting someone who can dribble here. So someone like a Neymar is kind of what I would recommend, personally speaking. This is just something that I want to say. I normally you can always play attacking centre mid here, but I just drop Rodrigo in there and play him as a second striker. This is the way that I do it. This player is going to be your sole striker. You don't really want this player to drop inside, in my opinion. just leave them on balance, nor do you want them to get in behind. This is why I say for the attacking style, leave this on balance, because the game should be smart enough. Now, this is the thing. If you're not an elite player, the reason why the elite players can use very easily is because they know when to trigger these players going forward. You have to trigger and do 1-2s with your striker to these players and do those 1-2s. If you don't do those 1-2s, you're going to find the strike position isolated. If someone is parking the bus and they're playing a 5-2-3-1, parking the bus the entire game, you're going to have to be really patient, push those players forward, or this formation is not going to work for you. Even if those players will use this formation, if they don't do L1 triggers or 1-2s, anyone, it's going to be hard to break someone down with this formation. And that's why I wanted to mention the lack of 2 strikers in the beginning. So we put stay central, stay forward, don't let this player drift wide, and just leave them on balanced, okay? The left, the wing, and the right wing, we just put them on get into the box and come back on the fence and get in behind. For both of them, these are going to be your outlet players. You can use cut inside, but again, I'll just roughly just say use balance first. You can always adjust that after once you use the formation. Use the formation as a staple first, then you can be like, okay, you want to use them to cut inside or whatever. I would, however, recommend hug the sidelines inside the game, the deep out tactic. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series, but just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/nilguides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget guys, it's a money back guarantee, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description, patreon.com/nilguides. But anyway, back to the video. A lot of you guys will see a lot of players, even players like myself really, I would always put these guys on stay back while attacking. Both the left centre mid and the right centre mid, because if I am going to play this formation, I am predominantly using possession football and I'm going to trigger these players manually. If you do have your chance creation on possession, naturally speaking, players will look to come towards you. That's why you don't want to put, for example, stay wide, and you don't want to put get in behind. So just understand that whatever you do, don't contradict. So if you put get in behind, don't expect, if you put get in behind, this player is still going to get in behind regardless if you got possession play style. Unfortunately, well, it's a good thing that it happens. It gives you more control, but it makes it confusing to understand. I would recommend though, for the centre mids, personally speaking, I would put them both on get forward first. So for both of them, just put them both on get forward, get into the box and cover centre. Long ball will help you with this, and they will make those runs inside the box. That's why I'd recommend long ball. If you are a bit more diligent, a bit more passive, and you like to do those 1-2s and build up very, very slowly, then you can leave these players on stay back if you like to trigger them manually, or you can leave them on balanced, is what I wanted to say. This is the most important thing about this formation. If you don't understand this aspect, you can go into this formation and you can make this a 10 out of 10 formation for you, or you can make it a 3 out of 10. You have to adjust this for your playstyle. There's no template you could just copy. These are the few unique formations you can't just copy and paste. You have to understand and alter this for your playstyle. I would say put one versatile centre mid like a Vasquez, Ronaldo Sanchez, someone that can be, that's quite maneuverable with the ball, I would say, good agility and balance that can bring the ball going forward. And I'd recommend an attacking player, a Neymar, a Tecatito, you can put over there as well. Someone that can bring the ball going forward, that can dribble, that can pass, and that can also shoot inside the box and go beyond the striker. Then for the CDM, I always go cut, passing lane, step back while attacking. Do not use deep line playmaker. This is the player to just sit back. He's going to be able to distribute the ball, pass the ball, but he's going to be looking to pass the ball to these two midfielders. So that is what I would say in regards to Vieira. He's the guy that sits. Both the centre backs, we're going to put them both on stay back. That's it. Balance, nothing too crazy. And the left back and right back, personally, conservative overlap. Now, you can, if you want to, put these guys on balanced. But if you want my 2 cents, if you really need to engage one of these players, just use the L1 or the LB trigger. And this button is the most important button that you'll ever use. I can guarantee without looking at your gameplay, if you're not in the elite division, using this alone will push you to the elite division. I can almost guarantee you that. If your defense is in check, this is the most important button in the final third. Make sure you're using it. You could, if you ever need that support, if you have the ball with Papa and you need Vasquez to come in, you press the L1 button. You can use creative runs and stuff like that, but it just makes things a bit more complicated. Alternatively, if you do use direct passing, you may want to use the R1 or the RB button to bring a player going closer. And don't forget, this year, if you press the R1 button 2 times, you can actually call 2 players or double assistants towards the ball carrier. So that's something just to mention as well. So although it is a very good formation to play, it's important you cater it for your play style. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of a different one, a new formation. As I say, we want to delve down into these different formation routes now. Find the right one for your play style. 50% of you guys will like this. 50% of you guys won't like it. If you like it, put it into a tactical setup and make it replace, for example, the 4-3-1-2, but keep the 3-5-2 or the 5-2-1. Okay, thanks for watching. Take these. Don't forget, if you want to get better at FIFA, you come to my FIFA School Series, patreon.com/NilGuides, and I'm also running a newsletter. It's completely free to join. Click on the link down below in this description to join my newsletter. Send us your email where I send you some tactics information once every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, or about once a month. So no spamming most of me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.